How we doing, everybody? It's already February, Black History Month, and we're getting close to golf season here in Michigan and Midwest and some of these cold places. It's been a pretty mild winter, and I know some of our snowbirds stayed here and actually had some chances to play in the last couple of weeks with weather around 45, 50 degrees. But I want to start talking about ways we're going to make our game better in 2024, and my first thought is impact, something that as an instructor I try not to teach a lot. 3 different ways of teaching the golf swing. The simplest way, 1 move back, 1 move through with the picture finish, doesn't focus on impact. Second way is a 3-part move, back swing, impact, and then follow through. Then I have a 6-segment way to teach the golf swing as well for those that are a little more advanced. But we're going to focus on impact with that 3-part type of a golf swing. And a lot of people struggle with that, right? We get the club here, and now mentally we already start moving away from the ball, or some people will move their head up and away before the lever system works. There's a lot of things that go into impact, but I don't think it's as complicated as we make it. Normally you'll see me with my big impact bag filled with towels, and I think that's a great start because it gets the person understanding in golf what's our target. It's not anything out in the distance, it's the golf ball, which is why we face the golf ball, and our intent is to put our power into the golf ball. So that's our target. When we have that impact bag, we can practice making, boom, contact with that impact bag. We don't have our body wanting to move funny because it understands the focus. So if you have an impact bag, please use it, hitting it lightly, thinking about the hands leading into that bag. If you don't, get yourself one of those fabric grocery bags, reusable grocery bags, fill it with some towels, put some duct tape around it, and now you have something that can work as an impact bag, okay? But we're going to talk about a few different ways to look at impact, and one thing that I like to explain to people, obviously, you know, something we don't do in golf, physical sport, we're trying to kill the ball. Sometimes I like you to think about impact as being a slow action. So I'll tell you to slow your swing down and imagine coming into impact correctly. Hands are leading, weight is starting to shift, head and chin should be down facing the golf ball. Now from here, a lot of people will peel their body back, they'll turn really hard, they'll slide forward, but from this position, what we're really trying to do is extend the ball down the line, right? So a lot of times this puts into perspective what's actually going on at impact. So I'd love for people to take their address position, emulate impact, and push the ball forward, right? Makes it a lot simpler. When everything was in position, all we were doing was letting our lever work to the target, just like if I was tossing a ball or when I shot a jump shot, right? We're just letting the lever extend down the target line. So that's something to think about as a way to maybe improve understanding of your impact position, okay? Something else that I like to have you do. I have a drill called the right foot forward drill, where I'll have you take your normal stance and set up. I'll have you move your left foot in line. Right one goes close and behind you, okay? And with this one, I'm only having you think about taking half swings, going back and through, but certain things remain stable there, okay? For a good impact position, the front foot to me should be fairly flat, right? Once again, that head and chin should be fairly quiet, and the lever system should be the first thing that works through the hitting area in relation to feel. This is Sequence of Sports 101. When the basketball player goes to shoot the jump shot, what's the first thing that goes towards the rim? It's not his body. It's the ball and the lever, and then the body follows after it. Same with someone who's tossing a ball. If I'm tossing a ball, the ball will lead the action and the body will follow it. The biggest analogy that I like to use is the field goal kicker, right? When we have a field goal kicker, he's got a ball in place there. He goes to kick that ball. Does his body come out of it first? No. His body stays down, his eyes are down. The first thing that leaves that area is the lever in his foot. okay? So that's the logic that we want to have with impact. So a lot of times when I have you put that left foot forward, you're understanding that, look, the first thing that leaves here is going to be the club head and my lever to the target. And if I can develop that kind of a feel, now the body working to the target, it happens sort of secondary, at least in feel, okay? Golf's a lever system sport, so we want that extension to happen. We want to make sure that our lever system is not in a position to be secondary to other body movements. If it is, we're inconsistent, and the only thing that we can use is athleticism to help hold that up. So the third thing to look at here that makes it easy to understand impact is to sort of, once again, get the focus on where the ball is, where our target is, what we're trying to hit, and make that a little more enhanced by bringing over an object, okay? So what I like to do is I love to sit a box on the outside of your toe at address, okay? And from the behind camera, you'll be able to see this. You won't be able to see the ball from there. But it's amazing what this does to the attention, right? It puts our attention on our intention, and it's to hit the golf ball, right? So for those players that really struggle with body action or head coming up or being over the top or starting your swing outside, this helps us to understand where we're bottoming out, where we're starting our golf swing, okay? So I like you to start off with a wedge, thinking in terms of like a half wedge or three-quarter wedge, and then sort of work your way up. But if you put that box outside, I'll put it a little bit tighter if I can. Here we go. But I want you to give yourself some room for error to start with, and then as you get comfortable, try to tighten it up. But this really helps you understand what should move and what shouldn't move in order to have good contact. Okay? I'm going to hit one more here. First shot of the day. And, a lot of times, obviously with TrackMan, I can look at the numbers, look at the face angles, the club path, all those good things. But I think I start with what your process is and what you're focusing on trying to accomplish when you swing and hit a golf shot. Okay? And with this little drill, the holy thing is don't hit the box. Make sure you make a good solid swing back and through. Okay? A little bit better. So 3 different ways. Grab that impact bag. Practice hitting that impact bag and letting your head and chin stay down as your weight shifts. You can also think about that, the fact that if you can do that drill with the impact bag, where you're making swings and stopping at impact with your hands leading, now we can go ahead and set up and practice hitting golf balls like that, where we stop after impact, chin down, shifting our weight, extending our arms forward. And that's building an understanding of what we should do at impact. Okay, so that's a side note there. The other things that we can do, as we mentioned before, the right foot forward drill, because it teaches us to keep our head, spine quiet, lead foot quiet as we work the lever through, wanting the ball and lever system to work through impact first. That's a good one. Or we bring over our box, lay it next to the golf ball here, and we practice making swings where we're not running into the box, and it does wonders for your game. So think about those 3 things to help improve your impact.